how a dog's bond turns into a protective instinct. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and noticed your dog has repositioned themselves? Perhaps they moved from their usual spot at the foot of your bed to the doorway, or shifted their weight just enough to face the window while you slept. They aren't just looking for a cooler patch of floor or a more comfortable cushion. In that quiet, dark moment, a complex biological shift is occurring. In that space between sleep and wakefulness, they have stepped into the role of a guardian. Most people think of protection as a loud, high-energy event, a dog barking at the mailman, lunging at a fence, or standing between a stranger and their owner with a low growl. But the most profound protective instincts in dogs are actually much quieter than that. They are rooted not in aggression or territoriality, but in a deep, psychological attachment bond. Welcome back. On this channel, we prefer quiet observations over loud advice. We take the time to truly look at the emotional lives of the animals who share our homes, seeking the science-based insights that explain why they do what they do. For decades, we've been told that dogs protect us because they see us as the alpha of their pack, or because they view us as a resource to be guarded, much like they might guard a bone or a favorite toy. The chemistry of the bond, oxytocin and the brain. To understand how the bond turns into protection, we have to look inside the canine brain. When you and your dog lock eyes, or when they lean their weight against your leg after a long day, both of your brains release oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, or the bonding molecule. This is the same hormone that facilitates the bond between a mother and her child. In dogs, however, oxytocin does more than just produce a feeling of warmth and happiness. It actually sharpens their social awareness and heightens their focus on their human. As the bond strengthens over months and years, your dog's brain begins to categorize your specific scent, your resting heartbeat, and even your subconscious breathing patterns as the baseline of safety. When anything disrupts that baseline, a floorboard creaking in another room, a stranger's footsteps on the porch, or even a sudden spike in your own stress levels, their brain triggers a protective response. Their amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing emotions and threats, lights up. They aren't protecting a master because of a command. They are protecting the person who has become the source of their own emotional security. The bond is no longer just social, it is survival. The intuitive guardian, scent and safety. One of the most incredible hows of the protective instinct lies in the dog's nose. We know dogs have an olfactory system that is thousands of times more sensitive than ours, but we often underestimate how they use that sense to monitor our safety. When we are afraid or anxious, our bodies release minute amounts of adrenaline and cortisol. Humans cannot smell these chemical shifts, but dogs can instantly. If you are walking your dog and you see something that makes you uneasy, your body's fight or flight chemicals begin to sweat through your pores. Your dog smells that shift before you've even tightened your grip on the leash. Their protective instinct is often switched on by your own internal chemistry. This creates a feedback loop of loyalty. They aren't just reacting to the environment, they are reacting to your reaction. This is why many owners report that their dog becomes extra protective when the owner is sick, pregnant, or going through a period of high stress. The dog isn't just being sweet. They are responding to chemical cues that tell them their human is currently vulnerable. To a bonded dog, a vulnerable human is a human that requires a higher level of vigilance. Subtle signals of the silent guard. In our deep dives, we often discuss the power of feline stillness, the way a cat can watch the world without moving a muscle. Dogs have their own version of quiet guardianship. And because their protective instinct is so deeply linked to their bond with you, the signs are often easy to miss if you aren't looking for them. One of the most telling signs is what behaviorists call the buffer. This is when a dog consistently, almost subconsciously, places their body between you and a door, or between you and a new person who has entered the room. They aren't growling or showing teeth. They are simply creating a physical barrier. It is a gentle way of saying, to get to them, you have to go through me. Another is the ear pivot. Watch your dog next time you're sitting together. One ear may stay fixed on the sound of your voice or your movements, while the other rotates independently toward the window or the hallway. This split focus is a high-level cognitive state. It means they are so bonded to you that they have taken on the task of monitoring the environment on your behalf. They are allowing you the luxury of being relaxed and distracted while they remain on watch. Evolutionary heritage, the 15,000-year contract. This instinct isn't just a modern personality trait. It is a 15,000-year-old contract written in DNA. When the first wolves began to linger around human campfires, a trade was made that changed the course of both species. Humans provided consistent calories and warmth, and in exchange, dogs provided a 360-degree sensory alarm system. Over thousands of generations, we didn't just breed dogs to be tough or strong. We bred them to be highly sensitive. We selected for the individuals who were most attuned to human emotions and most vigilant about human safety. This is why your dog might seem intensely protective even if they are a small toy breed or have a naturally timid personality. The instinct to guard the bond is hardwired. It's a form of vigilance that is constantly running in the background of their mind, like a silent application on a smartphone. It's always there, using up a little bit of their mental energy, always ready to move into the foreground the moment the situation changes. When a dog protects you, they are fulfilling an ancient biological promise. When loyalty becomes a language, understanding this shift from friendship to instinct changes how we perceive our daily lives with our dogs. When they follow you from room to room, or when they refuse to settle into a deep sleep until every member of the household is in their respective beds, they are practicing the language of loyalty. It's important for us to recognize that for the bonded dog, this isn't a burden or a chore. It is the ultimate expression of the bond. In the dog's world, to love someone is to watch over them. There is no distinction between the two. When they stand at the window while you work, or lean against your shins in a crowded park, they are communicating through their presence. They are saying, "I see you, I value you, and I am here." It is a quiet, steady, and selfless presence that provides us with a profound sense of security, one that we often take for granted until we stop to look at the science behind it. It is the quietest form of heroism. The next time you look over and see your dog quietly watching the world while you rest, take a moment to appreciate the centuries of history and the complex biology behind that gaze. They aren't just sitting there. They are keeping watch over their favorite person in the world. They are honoring a bond that has been forged through thousands of years of shared history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the how of canine behavior, and if you find value in these quiet observations, I invite you to join our community. Subscribing helps us continue these explorations and share more science-based insights into the remarkable animals we call family. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me today. Take some time to observe your companion closely, stay curious about their silent language, and I will see you in the next episode.